every 6 to 8 weeks to about 55 providers. And I'll let you know, I built a full practice there. And I did not do one thing for marketing. I did not make a website for this. I did something, I'll tell you what it is, but I didn't, you have to know, I did not do anything to market that practice. And that has become my full-time practice. It's not my full-time because I still do business consulting, but it's full. If I wanted it to be full-time, it could be. And it was. So there, I also work Midtown, so it's a second location for the same clinic. But I don't own that clinic. I also was able to start a clinic with, now we have 10 practitioners, and we have a few tenants and associates. And what's really cool is that everyone that wanted to join us, we don't really know how this happened, but everyone seems to have like 10 plus years experience. We have a social worker that's come in, and she's a psychotherapist, and she's like tenure track at York, she's PhD, she's Indigenous, and like we learned so much from her about intersectional care, etc. I also have the honor of working with one of my mentors, one of my teachers, who actually referred me to talk today, Dr. Cindy Gilbert. So she's working with us, and she was my teacher. She's my professor here. Is she your professor? No. Yes. No.
We love her.
Yes.
She's amazing.
She's amazing. Dr. Cindy Gilbert, you probably read her books. So she's published author. Anyway, she has years of experience. The physiotherapist that I'm telling about. So we have a great environment, and people actually come early. They come early before they have patients, and we hang out. And we go eat tacos down the street at Tacos El Astor, and it's like the dream. And then the other stuff that you know. So that's kind of where I was at now after 3 years just being licensed. And the reason I'm bringing this up is I want you to know that it's possible. They're going to tell you that it takes 5 years and you have to suffer, and that you should be afraid because of the big bad world of business. I don't know. Do you feel this way? Do not despair, okay? If there's anything that you take from today, it's just don't despair. People run businesses they start businesses all the time. This is the reason I love business. It's the ultimate equalizer. You don't need to have a degree. Steve Jobs didn't even graduate college, right? You don't have to have formal education in order to become a good business person. You just need core values, integrity, obviously some perspiration. You're gonna have to sweat a little or work. You gotta face your fears. But at the end of the day, it's just possible. All you need to know is that it's possible. And that's why I'm here, is just to show you it's possible. It's possible to do this stuff. It's possible for you to live the way you want to live and pay your student loans off. It is possible. So I'm going to show you how. And this is a method I use with every single one of my providers. Do you guys have the time? I don't know the time. So I work with every single one of my providers, but also with all of my clients. So I see clients that are entrepreneurs, and I see them for business coaching in addition to naturopathic medicine. So I work on their healthcare, and then so someone with chronic disease, and then we also work, and they ask me stuff that's outside of the scope of naturopathic medicine, let's say. And so we work both ways. And it's really such an honor because you see them unfold, and then you see their health goals improve and stuff. So it's very cool. But what I always start with is an assessment. And it's the same in medicine, right? You assess. You assess and you diagnose, and then you treat. You don't treat before you know what's going on. You have to assess. So we start with assessment. The next thing is vision. What's your vision? Develop your vision. And the third thing is action. So it's very simple. You assess, you set your vision, and then you take action. Don't take action first. Think about it. Okay, and then we apply these principles first to life and then to business. So very simple. So in life, you have two parts that you want to apply assessment with, assessment and vision. So the first is your personality. Do you guys know what this is? Myers-Briggs? Who knows their Myers-Briggs? Okay, great. So it's just one tool. I'm just presenting it as a tool. There's going to be a set of tools here. They're not going to work for all of you, but it's just one tool. You want to know what I am? I'm ENFJ. Top left. ENFJ, what does that mean? You know, I know it like the back of my hand because it's who I am. So it means I'm extroverted. Okay? I like being around people. So when my mom says, hey, you know, honey, go get your PhD. Like, what? My PhD? Like, I have to go in a lab and, like, not talk to anyone all day? Are you joking? No. So it's very easy because you know who you are, okay? But I do like the teaching aspects, and I'm not saying I have anything against PhDs. I think it's great. Do research. But know thyself, okay? And so where are you now? That's where you begin. Where are you now? That's the assessment. The vision part is where am I going? So it's more, who do I want to be? The question isn't, what am I doing? What do I want to be? It's, who do I want to be? Remember Dr. Eileen Ng? Who are you? It's rough, but it's worth it. So you do a bunch of tests and assessments. And then also, part of that is like working on the shadow, the ego. How many of you like psychology? Yeah? Okay, amazing. Mental health is amazing. So here's a quote by Terrence, and Maya Angelou quotes it a lot. I am human, and I think nothing human is alien to me. So what does that mean? It means anything that a human being could do, I have the components. I could do that. So for me to sit here and judge what that person did, not to say that I want to do it, but it's that I could do it. And so nothing human is alien to me. It's a part of me. You know how in psychology we talk about light and dark. We talk about the ego and the shadow side. Some of you may have heard these things, some of you may have not, but this is the work of therapy. This is the personal work. And your personal work, as much as you do, will reflect in your business. It will reflect in every part of your life. So doing the personal work is worth it. And this is where the assessment comes in. You gotta be honest with yourself. And then vision, who do you want to be? Have you guys ever written your eulogy? Has anyone ever done that with you? So this is a really common tool that I use with a lot of my clients, but a lot of people use this in business. And I don't know if it's helpful to you, but basically you write your eulogy, like what's gonna happen at your funeral. And by doing that, you can really uncover the things that you want to be known for. I think there was a TED Talk about someone who, like, has anyone seen that one? About a nurse who was at the bedside? Okay, well there's one. And it's up there. So yeah, eulogize, that's a very cool tool for it. And there's other personality tests and assessments. So the reason is you want to trust yourself. And then essentially you just continue to work on it and you practice it. And you're like, this is me. I'm trying to be as honest as possible. Like me right now, you know, I'm trying to be as honest as possible with you right now. This is what's hard. You know, a lot of people come up here and they say, look at me, I'm so great. I did all these things, check out my LinkedIn. But really, like, you know, I get nervous, I get anxious. I had like bad days, for sure. I mean, I was at CCNM, wasn't happy every day. Was not inspired by these walls. But, so, I mean, I'm just being honest, and I'm trying to be honest with you. It's not like all, you know, sunshine and rainbows. But if you work on it and you practice and you commit yourself to yourself, then it will serve you. And this is helpful because in business, you don't play to your weaknesses. People think, oh, you know what? We all have these like God complexes, right? And so we're like, I want to be perfect. I want to be like the ultimate business person. So what am I going to do? Oh, I'm bad at all these things. Like me, I hate taxes. I hate accounting. but I do it because it's a part of business, but I hate it. And this is what I know about myself. I hate that. But in business, when you're setting up your business, you don't play to your weaknesses. You know, I'll work on my bookkeeping on my own time, and I'll work on like my blocks, my emotional blocks around money. But in business, I mean, you gotta play to your strengths. And everyone says this. And that's why you do these assessments, is you should set yourself up so that you can do what you enjoy to do. Don't set yourself up to spend your whole day trying to be some, idyllic Supergirl or whatever, Superwoman, no, it's girl. You know what I mean? Like, just know yourself and then do that. In your personal life, you can work on your weaknesses. That's where you do that. You know, in your relationships and stuff. Maybe I should be a better listener. Okay, I'm gonna work on that. Thank you. You know, but and it will extend to your business. But when you set up your business, play to your strengths. Every one of my mentors told me that. And so, what am I good at? I'm good at getting people together. You know, I can throw a party in my sleep. That's what I do. Like, I'm setting up my business so I can throw parties all day. I'm being honest with you because that's what I tell my business partner. So I have a business partner, right? Why do you think we get along? She's the opposite of me. A complete compliment. Compliment with an E. Compliment. Because I hate taking out the garbage. She actually really likes it. Like, I'm not joking. She really likes it. Like, that's a joke. I don't like writing vlogs, but I love editing them and getting the photos and making it pretty and picking a good font. Who of you likes that? I like that. Yeah, you're like me. But then she's like, oh, write it? And oh my goodness, like the fonts, like Times New Roman, I can't even. But yeah, so it's just do what you're good at. That's what I tell her. I'm like, don't feel bad. You're not good at this. It's okay. We'll hire someone to do that part. Okay? So just do what you're good at. The second part of the work is actually a practical assessment. So that's what's on the right hand side. How many of you have heard of the Wheel of Life? Cool. Great. So that's the practical assessment. And it's really looking at your life in categories. So the Wheel of Life exercise was probably appropriated from an indigenous, like, circle of life thing. Okay, yeah, you heard me. And, but it is used a lot in leadership development and business. And you can see the different categories there. So there's about 7, 8 categories. 8, obviously, because it's symmetrical, but it could be 7. And they're essentially finances, career, learning or education, romantic relationship or partnership, friendships, family, and hobbies and interests or personal development. And then there's health. Of course, there's health. So it's either mental health, physical health. You put them together, you separate them. It's up to you. Obviously, we would maybe put them together. Holism? Okay. But it doesn't really matter. The point is there's ways to do the Wheel of Life exercise, and this is how you can achieve practical balance in your life. So it's not enough to say, yeah, I want to serve the world. I'm going to do that, but I have no money in my bank account. I can't pay my bills. I don't have a safe place to live. So what are the essentials? The essentials are shelter, food, warmth. We live in Canada. Warmth. Water, thank you. Food. What's another one? Did someone say transport?
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, transport. These are, but is that an essential, right? You can use your feet. It might take you 2 hours, but you could technically walk. It might be faster than the TTC, but you could technically walk. Oh, just kidding. So anyway, but yeah, that's a great point. So but you see what I mean. So there are some essentials. You've got to take care of your money. Just make sure that your basics are taken care of. And that is just as important as building your business. So it's pretty fun. Do the Wheel of Life and you'll see where you're at now. And it's like an assessment. You can grade yourself.